Hi, welcome back to Inkwell Vermont. I'm Chris Cafaro, your host. Today we're going to continue with foundational letters. Last episode we did lowercase. Today we're going to do uppercase. So if you recall, I had you do a stroke where you turn the top and turn the bottom. It's called a compound stroke. So now we're going to do that for a capital letter, but I want you to reverse it. Like that. Occasionally, you'll see me run out of ink like that. When you ink a nib, ideally, you would ink it up to where the little hole is. Sometimes here on camera, I'm not sure that I'm going to be writing a full letter or just a stroke, so I don't always fully ink it, but I would encourage you to do so. So that's the compound stroke I'd like you to work with. So you're going to use this compound stroke in all kinds of letters. So let's just build the alphabet using it. Letter A, I come down. Now there's my compound stroke. If I continue through, there's your A. B also uses this. So here it is. But I'm going to leave it down low. I'm going to finish it down here. I'll pick back up here. So, a little fancy loop. I come over and I add weight right here and right here, like you did with your letter O. The letter D, the same opening. And then that's one way to do a D. There are several ways. The letter F, down. Now, I like to do that. I think it looks great. And then I add a top to it. Now the top is that same first beginning, and then I come across and lift. So it's like a little S curve. That's also going to be your letter T, and it's the beginning of a letter P. The letter H, there it is. Now, just like the A, where I cross it, I'm going to swing back up and pull it down. The I that you see every time you watch the show in the inkwell looks like this. Go ahead and do that. Okay. The I, like with the H, I like to enter into the I, then down. Okay, that's more basic. I, being less basic a person, will add a few extra little flourishes, then down, finish with a couple flourishes and end. The J, you can almost see it here. Go ahead and enter into the K and some of these other letters I just did with a little kind of curvy lead, then your compound stroke and finish. Okay? With the K, this is a little mini compound stroke. The top is a mini compound. The bottom's a mini compound. L, so there's the end of the compound stroke. With an L, you're going to carry this around, drop below the line a little bit, and come back up. I've shown M in the past with an introduction like, or an intro lead like that, then up. And I like that. You don't have to make it that elaborate. You can do this compound curve, end it, pick it back up here, pull it down, go back up, pull it down. P. R. S is a little more stylized compound curve, but not much. T, 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 T. That's pretty easy. It's like the F. X. Is to think of it as two C's, back to back. In this case, there's a little more flourish on opposite corners. And this is the X I prefer. So you have to do it. So I skipped over certain letters as I went through these. Some of these other letters I'm about to do for you, they also are compound curves, but they don't look exactly the same. But the technique is similar. A letter V, for instance. So there's the compound curve, this S curve. With the V then, you're going to come up and finish it. Round form, letter O. I'll come in softly, loop around, and then finish it. Very similar to the O we did in the lowercase. I've seen the O a couple ways. I've seen it where it is and I kind of like that. There's also the Q, will work right in with this. A more traditional Q looks like the number 2. To take that O and add a long S curve to it, or the long compound stroke, gives you a G. Now right here is a good place to re-ink. Letter C. E. U, V, W, Z. All use this compound curve. I already showed you the V, but what it is it's a compound curve reversed. With a W, for instance, and a V. That's the reversed compound curve. Up, down, up for your W. Y This compound curve here leads us into a U or a Y. And a Z. That's all your capital letters. With those combined with your lowercase, you should be able to do most any word phrase you want to do. Numbers, I'll add numbers right now. I'll do them pretty quickly for you. Dashes are not just straight lines. They are little mini S-curves, like that little guy there. A big version looks like that. And those are fun to add to the front or the back of a word or a sentence, instead of maybe a comma, just to give a pause. You may not know this, but I enjoy doing calligraphy ornamenting maps, especially putting map monsters in there and pirate ships, which leads me to a pirate walks into a bar, looks at the bartender, and says, "Arr, there's a bounty on me head." That's it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time on Inkwell, Vermont.